Education Secretary Betsy DeVos might be in a little bit of trouble for ignoring court orders. Now, um, this is according to recent reports. DeVos has been threatened with jail after violating a court order when it comes to collecting student loans. So now, part of that, what the education department does is that they do collect student loans, okay, because they're generally the biggest lender of student loans. So now, the thing is that Corinthian College, which is one of those defunct schools, one of those for-profit colleges that was found to be ripping off students, well, they went under, and there are people that are saddled with student loans. Now, there was an earlier court case which Betsy DeVos had lost in the education department that says, well, you cannot collect those student loans, but she's been collecting them. Now, the ruling handing down in 2018 was made by Magistrate Judge Sally Kim and prevented DeVos from her Department of Education from going after former students of Corinthian. Now, according to a filing by the Education Department, more than 16,000 former students were incorrectly informed at one time or another that they had payments due on their federal student loans. And at least 1,800 people lost wages or tax refunds, according to the filing. Now, again, they were supposed to not have to pay these student loans because their college was bankrupt, defunct, and had turned out to have basically scammed them, but they still ended up paying those loans because DeVos ignored those orders. It's like, oh, yeah, well, I don't really feel like forgiving your student loan or canceling your student loan debt. We're just going to keep taking your money. I don't care what the court says. I believe that you should have to pay. And so that's what happened. So now, the judge in this case, who handed out that ruling, well, she's not happy about it. She told Bloomberg, at best, it's gross negligence. At worst, it's an intentional flouting of my order. I'm not sure if this is contempt or sanctions. I'm not sending anyone to jail yet, but it's good to know I have that ability. Oh, wouldn't it be great if she used it? So now, the federal government has ruled that as many as 335,000 former Corinthian students could be entitled to have their debts canceled under the Borrower Defense Repayment Program. So that's a lot of people. That's a lot of student loan debt. Now, as soon as DeVos took over, numerous attempts were made to limit the scope of that program. In addition to effectively ignoring roughly 160,000 applications made for loan forgiveness, it's about half, according to the New York Times report. So now, after that happened, there was a class action lawsuit by about 80,000 Corinthian students that sued the education department, saying that you did not forgive these loans that they are supposed to be forgiven. Instead of showing compliance with the loan relief program, department filings revealed that they instead were pursuing students for loan repayment and had only pardoned 10 people, 10 student loans. Oh, these 10 cases, we'll let that go. The other 70,990 cases, we're going to come after you and get the money. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So not only were the schools predatory, but now the federal government, under Betsy DeVos, is also being predatory and chasing after these people for loans that they shouldn't have to pay. Absolute insanity. So now, going back to Kim here, Judge Kim, she said, quote, there have to be consequences for violation of my order 16,000 times. I mean, look, that's a lot of violation. Go big or go home. And apparently, the boss went big, as she would. Additionally, Kim had ordered for the lawsuit against DeVos to go, quote, full steam ahead, and ordered lawyers for both camps to file the relevant filings to assist her in ruling in whether DeVos is, in fact, in contempt of court. So that's where the jail comes into play, right? So she could sentence DeVos to jail for being in contempt of court until she starts paying those, or I'm sorry, if she starts allowing those student loans to be forgiven. Oh, please do so. And look, there has to be consequences, right? And when it comes to Betsy DeVos. And I don't mean monetary consequences. Remember, DeVos is incredibly wealthy. She basically bought her position and has 10 yachts. A financial penalty is not going to do anything to Betsy DeVos. No. If she doesn't do her job, the law is fairly clear. You can put her in prison. Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. Come on. But look, unfortunately, my cynical side comes out, and I'm thinking that it's fairly unlikely for, jail time to actually happen. Because again, we don't punish powerful people. She disobeyed a direct court order, though. But as you can see from the Trump administration, nobody follows court orders. Nobody follows subpoenas. In fact, the administration itself has said, we're not even going to comply with any sort of court orders or any sort of subpoenas or anything having to do with impeachment in the House. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to do anything. And so, Betsy DeVos basically taking a page from Donald Trump saying, well, if they're not going to go after Trump for obvious crimes and impeachment, well, then why should I have to follow the law? We're run by criminals. We're run by criminals. And nobody is doing anything about it. Now, look, I hope that Judge Kim says, all right, you're not going to pay it. You are going to go to prison. Again, the fine's not going to work here. Unless they take all of her money, which, okay, maybe I'd be okay with. Take all the money and redistribute it to all the students. That'd be a fitting punishment, wouldn't it? Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.